refereeing American football in 1993 in the Czech Republic, and in 1993 Christmas time, the Prague Panthers asked me to coach their team, and I was a coach of them for their first 3 championships. Then I came back in 1999 and led them to another championship. And then in 2005, I brought them to the Super Bowl. After that, from 2007 to 2011, I was coach of the Pilsen Patriots, and we got them to the playoffs, even in the first division. And in between that, I've always been refereeing football matches here in the Ciaranem. Actually, I heard about the Hippos from my son. My son used to play with the Prague Panthers junior team, and he told me that the Hippos were a bunch of ex-Panthers, and they put together a team, and they were looking for a coach. And more as a joke than anything else, I wrote to the Hippos, and they answered me back. We spoke about it, and we agreed to terms, so I'll be coaching the Hippos for the next 2 years, I hope. After watching some of the films from last season, I'm very, very impressed at how brave the Hippos are. As players, as men, they're very dedicated, and I was really impressed that they never backed off, and every single one of them, from the linemen to the running backs, the entire defense, they always did their job. Sometimes successfully, sometimes not successfully, but the bravery is not questioned, and I'm very, very enthusiastic about working with this. As far as the offense goes, the passing game is a disaster, and I have to change it drastically. We put in short passes and crossing patterns. The running game was quite good, especially the outside runs and the trays and the counter plays. I'm going to continue with those and probably use a passing game based on that outside run threat. Maybe we'll put in a wishbone offense and determine that a little bit later. On the defense, unfortunately, the linebackers are not fast enough to play 4-3. So we'll dedicate the entire 2016 to a 4-4 defense, and sometimes we'll use a spread defense only to confuse the opponents. But an entire defensive key will be based on 3 defensive backs on every single play. We'll be playing man-on-man coverage for the entire year. I think it's really important to note that a coach has more than one responsibility. While it is true I'm responsible for the safety and the education of football players, it goes more than just what's on the field. Whether it's life skills, management skills, problem-solving skills, all of that is very important for football players. There are other sports where you don't need these attitudes, but you definitely need this talent in American football. You have to think on every single action. You have to be aware of what can possibly happen on every single action. There is no other sport that I know that has quite literally 11 to the 11th power. It's 121 different possibilities, whether it be go left or right, up and down, whatever. Mathematically, it's a very complicated game, and everybody must be able to think. So many people believe that the strongest or the fastest teams are always winners. That's not true. I've proven that. With the Prague Panthers, we consistently beat bigger, faster, and wealthier German teams. The truth of the matter is, the smartest football team will always be the victory. And it's my duty to make the players of the Prague Hippos the smartest, as well as the bravest players in all of Ciaranem. That will be my goal for the next 2 years. For 2016, I would really like to continue in the second division for the Ciaranem, and I don't think it's really realistic in order to be the champions of 2016, but I'd like to have an awful lot of wins. For 2017, I would like to absolutely positively be the champions of the second division, no exceptions. Personally, I'm very much looking forward to the entire 2016 season. I'm looking forward to coaching at -5 degrees in January and February. I'm looking forward to coaching in the driving rain in the spring. To all the players, I got a note for you. I hope you run a lot in the fall, and I hope you run a lot in the winter, because when spring comes, you're really going to be running. See you in the fall. Note for the fans, come up with a victory hymn, because we'll be singing a lot in 2016. We're going to win a lot of games this year.